So, this right here, this is Quincy Olivari. And a lot of people say, all the nepotism stuff is it's a victimless crime. Like nobody is, it's affecting no one negatively. All the Bronny James stuff, all it is just kind of there for fun. But it is a roster spot for the Lakers that this young man has deserved. Quincy Olivari has not played a game. He has not played a game for the Los Angeles Lakers. And this was the last preseason game he played. The guy, obviously, I cannot show actual footage because it's NBA, so you will be seeing me scroll through like it's frame by frame. But you can see how he played. The guy was out here hitting threes. We can show some quick clips. But he was there coming through. Look at that. Look at the ease of scoring here. Like, imagine if Bronny James did that. If Bronny James did that, they'd be calling him the second coming. Like, we've got Quincy Olivari. And by the way, Bronny James is averaging 5 points per game in the G League on 10 shots a game. He's averaging 5 points a game. Quincy Olivari is averaging 28.3 points per game. 28.3 points per game. And in fairness, percentages from 2 or from the field, not great, but he's shooting 44% from 3. He's making 5 threes a game. Yes, he is turning the ball over a lot, but he's at least getting 6 assists per game. Bronny James had 5 turnovers for 6 points in his first game. Look, I don't think Quincy Olivari is going to be a game changer for the Lakers. But if we're talking about young players in the G League that deserve a shot, it's him. Like, he came out of college. He played 5 years in college. Like, it's not like he's young, but he averaged 20 points a game, 8 or 19 points, then 19.1 points a game in D1. Did not get drafted. And after that, he had to fight his way through. He had to fight his way through Summer League. He had to fight his way onto a roster, and he's been a standout player in the 3 games for the South Bay Lakers. Unlike Bronny James, who's averaging 5 points per game, Quincy Olivari is averaging 28.3 points per game. And yeah, he played in the Lakers for the Summer League, and then he signed on an Exhibit 10 contract, which is like a pre-two-way. It's not even a two-way. He basically signed a deal that he had to get converted to a two-way, and just so that he could get a two-way. And man's out here averaging 28.3 points per game. But yeah, there's a guy, I can guarantee you, the guy who is averaging 5 points per game is going to be on the Lakers G League team. Or not Lakers G League team, Lakers main team. Before we see this guy do it. Even in the G League, the guy's out here pulling from 30. I'm sorry, if Bronny James literally hit this shot, this would be on SportsCenter number 1 in the top 10 plays. It really would be. And the one thing is that I will say people he should be taking Gabe Vincent's minutes. The gap between the NBA and the G League is so big. And the guy's a bucket, which is not necessarily the greatest thing in the world. He averaged 2 assists a game through college, or 1.6 assists per game and 1.8 turnovers. So the guy averaged in college more turnovers than assists. In the G League, he's averaging 6 turnovers a game and 6.7 assists. So he's averaging almost as many turnovers as assists. And that's the thing with this guy, is that he is a bucket. That's the only thing I will say about Quincy Olivari, is he is a absolute bucket. The problem is that you're not calling up a G League player to be a bucket. So if people are wondering how good of a player he is, he's the type of dude that is going to give you 35 points in a game on the 6th of April when nobody's playing. That is the best way to describe Quincy Olivari. But he's so much better than Bronny James. He's at least someone that is earning he looks like he's earned a shot. With the amount of points he's averaging, if the Lakers are struggling and they have to call somebody up, Quincy Olivari has earned a shot. And you can't deny that, because the way he is playing is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But the problem is that I think a lot of fans that are saying he should definitely be in the Lakers rotation, they don't realize just how big the gap is between the G League and the NBA, especially as a bucket getter. Like, you've got to be... He's shooting 39% from the field in the G League. Yes, he's shooting 44% from three. But, like, if you're coming up to the NBA, you've got LeBron on your team, you've got Anthony Davis on your team, your job is going to be play defense and spot up. And I don't know if he's going to be the greatest at that role in the world. But one thing I do know is, doesn't matter what the role is, he's better than Bronny James. He's better than Bronny. And I think that one of the positives about the whole situation with Bronny is that it has shone a light on how good Quincy Olivari is. And I think someone's going to take a shot at him or on him, because we've seen it when it comes even to like the WNBA, where it's like, yeah, Caitlin Clark comes in, you become fans of the players that are on her team. Well, she's always been the best on her team, but like, let's say hypothetically, she came in as a friend, or she came in and she played with, I'm trying to think who could have gotten the number 1 pick, who got the number 2 pick, the Sparks. If Nneka Nwumeke had stayed, and Nneka Nwumeke was the best player, she would have been super popular because people are watching and players are playing well. And people are watching the G League now, where Quincy Olivari is hooping. So at least more people knowing about this undrafted rookie is a big thing. But for all the people saying again, like, oh, why are people scrutinizing the 55th pick? There's no 55th pick that's as bad as Bronny James that would not have been sent straight to the G League. There's no 55th pick that would have been signed on a 4-year, $8 million deal. I'm sorry, he's getting paid. He's getting paid more, I think, than Kyle Filipowski. He's getting paid more than guys that are in the rotation for teams. So I think they're professional athletes. And that's one of the things that people don't get. It's like, oh, why are you going with those people? I'm not going at these guys as people. I don't think anyone's really going at these guys as people. I think you can criticize professional athletes based on their choices when it comes to the sports, and you can criticize professional athletes based on their play. I think that is completely fair game. Because at the end of the day, without people talking in a positive or negative light, these professional athletes don't make their money. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, Quincy Olivari is so much better. He's the best player on their G League team by a country mile. He is easily, if you're talking about the players that should have been. After preseason, of the rookies that should have been there, obviously Dalton Connect was always going to be in the squad. But of the rest of them that should have been in the main Lakers team, even if you want to say that he shouldn't have been, if you wanted to say that Quincy Olivari shouldn't have been a member of the Lakers, if it was either him or Bronny, if the world was fair and nepotism didn't exist, and as JJ Redick said, you know, nothing was given to Bronny, Bronny earned it all. The reality is that if that was the case, it would have been Quincy Olivari that would have been sitting on the bench some of those Lakers games. And, you know, when he was with the G League, he would definitely, obviously, we've seen it already, he is willing to travel to away games.